A very good evening and welcome to the Fielder's Choice post-game show on a somber but happy ending to a very somber day here in the West. Of course, you can see right here the number 44 that was in front of the Heat dugout, of course, that for Greg Jelks. And coming into the shot now, myself, good evening, my name is Paul Morgan, alongside me as always Dan Vaughan, and well, number 44, Greg Jelks. It was a sad morning for the Heat, of course, with the passing of a true icon and someone that has given so many positive memories to so many people in this crowd and been such an icon and a legend. And Simon Isons, our other broadcast partner, said that, you know, he had 30 brothers, Greg Jelks, as well, everyone he played with. And that's the real story tonight. There's sadness and just gut-wrenching scenes we saw here from so many fans. But in the end, a fairy tale finish with a walk-off win with number 44 scoring the winning run.
It really was. We got the pregame show. We talked to Matt Kennelly, the top stop, brought to you by Fielders, of course. And Matty's voice is shaking. I know Simon's voice, when we came on the air tonight, was shaking on Sport FM.
Yep. A
lot of folks' voices were shaking tonight. And when the Heat were down 7-0, looked to be dead in the water. It looked like This thing was, everything went wrong. They gave up the 5 unearned runs in the second. We're down 7-0.
Yep.
It looked like season was over. Katie barred the door, whatever to say about it, it was an awful second inning, down 7-0. But something magical happened tonight, almost as if the script was written by someone upstairs, and the Heat came back 8 unanswered runs in a magical night tonight.
It was almost heaven sent here. It was an amazing night, and of course it was. The Heat trailed 7-0 in the second inning. It was an inning that Tom Bailey sort of had a few control issues, walked a couple of guys, walked a couple of runs in as well, an error as well, throwing to first base, and we all sort of collectively, we had the pre-game, we sort of paid tribute to Greg Jelks, and there's so much energy and emotion, and then all of a sudden it was sort of just like...
Pop, the balloon went. It went out, the air went out of this place, but when Luke Hughes hit the home run a few innings later, that 3-run shot after Joey Wong got an RBI single, 4 runs, you're only down at that point by 3, and you're kind of thinking, well, maybe there's a chance. There's plenty of baseball left. You had the 5th inning to go, and it turned out to be the winner. And something that's kind of lost in the big game tonight was Ben Grice. He was outstanding. Ben Grice came in, runners at second and third, 1 out. He got out of the jam, no runs came home. Again, Sidney didn't score from the second inning on. That's how good the Heat bullpen was. That's how good Ben Grice was to come in and shut things down and get the win in relief. Huge outing for Ben Grice.
An absolute huge outing for Ben Grice. So many storylines in this game. Luke Hughes, of course, hit the home run right over the left field fence. Probably the most memorable home run in a long time, wearing number 44, of course, Greg Jelks' old number. Luke Hughes got rid of the 16 for the night, wore the number 44. And that moment, Dan, and we saw just right behind us, third base as Hughes rounded third, the emotion got to him. We spoke to him after the game. You can hear it as well. Click below on the SoundCloud links as well. He said he come in and shed a tear. He did.
You could hear the voice shaking when we talked to him, and you watched him look up the sky, and he was definitely emotionally involved in the booth even. Simon Isons, the professor, he was shaking as well. He was wiping tears away as Luke rounded the bases. It's one of those magical moments, and again, it wasn't done yet. Again, at that time, the game was still much in doubt, and the Heat did come back and win it. And I go to that 9th inning. You have to make your own luck sometimes. And granted, the defense failed Sidney again, but they made 3 errors in the night. But the Heat capitalized by making sure they made them feel their position. They couldn't do it. In the end, it was Matt Kennelly's RBI single. And I go back to the pregame show. Talking to Matt, the pregame show, his voice is very shaken. And to hear him win it and walk off in that kind of fashion, the guy that mentored him, Greg Jelks, maybe one of those kind of mentoring jobs that may have turned this season around.
Well, you never know. We're back here again tomorrow night, though, of course, on MixLR as well. Guy Belair will join us as well as Simon Isons and Paul Morgan and Dan Vaughan on a somber night. We do send, certainly the team from Talking Baseball Australia, we send our heartfelt sympathy to the Jelks family in Alabama, and also everyone that Greg Jelks is, from every level of baseball. He's brought joy and touched so many people in